It was now November. Migration has been slow for the most part, but we're finally starting to see birds trickling down. It's that time of the year when you got to put a lot of miles on your truck and spend most of your time scouting. After a few days of not getting permission on fields, we finally stumbled on a feed of birds and got the okay to hunt it. With a high in the 70s the next morning, we weren't sure what to expect. It's November 5th. We are, as you can see, getting our decoys set up here. We're out chasing after some geese again, and what we're using today is these White Rock socks. So we got 5 to 12 mile an hour wind. These things work perfect for that speed. They fill up, they look nice, and there's about 150 geese in here yesterday morning. So we're gonna get this set up. We got a really nice hide here, and we're excited for this nice morning. Shoot him! Shoot him! So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 3 more.
Looks like he's just got
Prego.
Dude, here. Don't be filming this shit. Hey, with those 4 that came in just perfect, we popped up. That one was like right in Sean's face, and he completely whiffed off it, and I just smashed it. We're just wrapping up our hunt today, but we wanted to go over kind of our setup and how the birds work this morning. That's the one nice thing about these White Rocks is they're super simple to deploy. Our entire spread rate today is run out of one single bag. And on these days where you have an 8 to 10 mile an hour wind, you get really lifelike movement. If you look at this spread right now, we've got these decoys dancing that look like feeding birds. Very realistic, good movement, and they stick out really well from a long distance away to really pull birds from the distance. So it's just a waiting game now. We're waiting on some cold weather, but we're gonna get these birds back, get them cleaned up, and we'll see what the next week has for us. We started to see a big push of birds during that hunt, and it got us excited for the next few weeks. Hoping for colder weather to really get the birds moving and patternable, we spent the next few weeks on the road chasing ducks and drifted away from the thoughts of going after geese. With cold weather finally showing itself, we knew it was time to start scouting the river systems, which have been fruitful for us in the past.
Luke's the worst at answering his phone.
Hear that, Luke?
We are out right now scouting the river. Luke and I split up tonight, and he headed south down towards a couple fields that we have permission to hunt along the river, and Corey and I headed north here and just found a pretty good loafing area of Canada Geese. I'm guessing there's some ducks in there as well. Back on one of these sandbars that we actually scouted probably about a month ago. We came out on the river, but we literally did not see a bird when we floated it, and that just kind of shows you that we're getting a lot more birds in the area. And these waterways are really good, especially once it starts getting cold. These smaller bodies of water, like your ponds, your small ponds, they start to freeze up, and these geese and ducks will really flood to these sandbars. So we're just out here. We're going to drive around a little bit. Like I said, we got 2 trucks running tonight, and the weather this week looks really good. It's going to get cold and windy and sunny, which is good news for the river. So we're putting our efforts towards that. Probably going to come back and see where these birds are feeding and come up with a plan for the next couple days. So we'll see how Luke's doing. Hopefully he's finding some stuff as well.
Work. You gotta go. Work.
I tried calling you like 3 times.
I know, we were jamming. I didn't hear it. Like,
You were jamming. You didn't hear it. Oh, okay. Did you guys find anything?
no.
There's at least 100 that I could see on that big sandbar by the quarry. They're sitting in the water, and I couldn't see the actual sandbar. But there's at least 100 Canadas that I could see from a distance sitting in there.
On that big sandbar that we scouted before?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I just got off the phone with John. He ended up finding about 150 birds on a sandbar that's in the river. And it looks like we'll be able to access those birds without too much trouble. We're gonna see if we can't find a few birds that are flying before last light here, and hopefully we can get some intel gathered for this week.
We hunted the river, but our birds never showed. The rain turned into ice on the rivers. We had birds, we found them. We were able to have a few decent hunts here and there, but we never got that bang-up hunt you always hope for at the end of the season. It just never came together this year. As we chased after geese for a few more hunts, we watched our season fade away. I am beyond blessed to be able to call my career my passion and be able to hunt almost every day of the season. And when it works and you see those wings lock, you know you won, that's what I live for. That's what keeps me coming back for more. In just a few short weeks, it'll all start again. We never know where the season will take us, but with a camera, gun, and trusty White Rock spread in tow, I'll be ready. We have a new season dawning on us, and the adventures are about to begin.